Hey there folks, TM Trav here, and ESO is rounding out 2024 with the annual New Life Festival event. Time to throw a few mudballs, do the lava foot stomp, and freeze your you-know-whats off in the snow bear plunge while picking up some festive, winter-themed rewards along the way. In this video, I'm going to provide a rundown of everything you can expect from New Life this year and describe how you can get the most out of the event. Before we dive in though, don't forget to click that subscribe button to keep up with my future ESO content. Also, if you enjoy this video, I would really appreciate you leaving a like to help get the YouTube algorithm's gears moving. It'll do wonders for my #1 goal of helping as many ESO players as possible with my content. Now that that's out of the way, let's get into the New Life festivities. Now, the first thing you need to know about this event is that you don't need any DLCs or other content outside of the base game in order to participate. All you'll need to do is either pick up the event quest from the Crown Store or travel right here to the New Life Festival tent in Eastmarch and talk to the event quest giver Brita. The tent is right next to the Kynesgrove Way Shrine in the sort of top middle of the map, due south of Windhelm. You can do so as soon as the event begins on December 19th at 10 a.m. US Eastern Time, and you'll have until January 7th to take advantage of all the New Life Festival has to offer. But what exactly does New Life bring to ESO during this holiday season? Well, we have several rewards to look forward to, including some that have never before been seen, as well as a few fun New Life specific achievements, some of which will present you with various collectables upon completion. More on rewards and achievements later. Additionally, this event is a great time to level up that new character you've been considering, as we'll also get a passive 100% buff to experience gains throughout New Life. FYI, you don't need to do anything special to turn this buff on. Just load up the game and start raking in all that sweet XP. This buff also stacks with other experience buffs like Crown Experience Scrolls or the 3 varieties of Ambrosia, but note that you can only either have a scroll or an Ambrosia active, as those two items do not stack with each other. I'm sure many players out there are still working toward the leveling requirements for December's Golden Pursuit or the 2 characters at level 50 requirement for the free 21 skill style pack that's currently available. So if you're in the same boat, make sure you take advantage of the 100% experience bonus while it's active. Another great benefit of the New Life Festival is that it offers a huge number of event tickets. Throughout this event, you can earn a whopping 60 tickets by completing daily New Life quests. You can pick up the festival quests at the New Life tent in Eastmarch. I'll discuss each quest in more detail later in the video, but after completing your first one each day, you'll be rewarded 3 event tickets. You won't have a problem spending these tickets either, especially if you've missed any of the other event rewards throughout the year, as the Impresario will have all of 2024's morphing event collectibles available for purchase during New Life. That means you can get all fragments for each of the Molog Ball Illusion Imp Pet, Planemeld's Master Body and Face Art, Master of Schemes Personality, and Anchorborn Welwa Mount, as well as the 3 previous keys and the 2 final keys for the Haven of the 5 Companions house. Other items that will be included in the Impresario's inventory are fragments for the New Life Winter Storm Robes costume, the surprising snow globe memento, group repair kits, companion commendations, and New Life Festival grab bags, which will contain items that you haven't yet collected from past New Life festivals. The Impresario's assistant, Phileas Dormier, will be selling items from the Mehrunes Dagon themed morphing event collectibles of 2021 in exchange for event tickets as well. Phileas's inventory will include the Hide Shoulders armor style, Dagonic Quasi-Gryph fragments, Aurora Firepot Spider Pet instructions, Soulfire Dragon Illusion Pet fragments, Daggerfall Paladin costume fragments, and Unstable Morpholith fragments. And last but not least, Nenulari the Indrik vendor will have several Indrik-related items also available for purchase with event tickets. Her inventory will include all 4 fragments for each of the Nascent, Crimson, and Pure Snow Indriks, the Frostlight Indrik Pet, and the Rosethorn Indrik Pet. Let's be honest though, probably the biggest draw of the New Life event is the event reward boxes. You can get 1 box each time you complete a New Life Festival quest, of which there are 10 you can complete per character per day. As I mentioned earlier, these quests can be started at the New Life tent. Brita gives one of the 9 traditional quests, each of which will take you to a zone related to one of the playable races in Tamriel to participate in a celebratory activity themed after that respective culture. Petronius Galenus, on the other hand, gives the Old Life Observance quest, which is an imperial tradition of remembrance performed each year during the New Life Festival. I'll provide a quick walkthrough of each quest after I discuss the rewards you can expect from this event's coffers. Now, let's jump into the potential contents of those boxes. New Life reward boxes will each have a chance to include some combination of the following: a Bolt of Winter Stormcloth fragment for the New Life Winter Storm Robes costume, a surprising snow globe memento, Evergreen and Morningstar outfit style pages, skin changer motif pages and its associated style material Wolfsbane, assorted alchemy crafting materials, a New Life associated provisioning recipe, a New Life furnishing, of which there is an enormous drop pool, so I'm only showing a few here, Imperial Charity and Deep Winter Writs, more on these later, and usable New Life Festival toys such as Firebreather's torches and mudballs. I will say the toys are more of an annoyance than anything in my opinion, but you might get some enjoyment out of them if you haven't already gotten their respective mementos. Most of these items were available during last year's event, which is sort of a disappointment for me. However, there is a huge selection of items here, and for those who haven't had the opportunity to obtain these in the past, it'll be great to get to collect all these rewards. Additionally, although I might not need many of the items on this list, some of them will go for a decent amount of gold in the traders, especially the newer items, so I think I'll still be farming these boxes a bit throughout the festival. Alright, next up, let's take a look at the New Life quests and what you need to do to complete each of them. If you're already well versed in these quests, feel free to skip ahead to 14 minutes 10 seconds to learn about the event's achievements and their associated rewards. The first quest I'll cover is the Castle Charm Challenge, which I would consider the absolute quickest and easiest of these quests. You simply need to travel to Alcaire Castle in Stormhaven and do a quick performance in 3 locations. Not much else to talk about here, just knock out those performances and head back to Brita. The Boon Feast, on the other hand, can be a bit of a pain. All you really have to do is go to a certain spot in the south of Shadowfen near Percolating Mire Way Shrine and reel in 3 unique fish: a Histmuck Blobfin, a Shadowfen Creeping Leech, and a Black Marsh Cucumber. The annoying part here is that this quest is heavily reliant on RNG, and it can sometimes take forever to get all 3 fish. One way to minimize your frustration on this one is to keep any duplicate fish you get and either put them in your bank for other characters to use or leave them in your inventory for the next day. You can also get them from other players or buy them in guild traders if you just want to forego the fishing piece altogether. Next up, we have the Foot Stomp, which is another very simple one, although a bit more time consuming than the Castle Charm Challenge since the places you'll have to go are further spread apart. For this quest, you'll first need to head to Davin's Watch and do a little dance in the Watch House Inn. You'll then run down to the Fish Stink Tavern where the Ebonheart Undaunted initiation takes place to do the dance again. After that, you'll need to travel to Ebonheart and dance in the Ebony Flask. You can quickly travel to this location if you have the Ebony Flask Inn-Room player home. Then, finally, you'll head into the Unnamed City Hall, run downstairs, and dance for a 4th time. You can then return to Brita for your reward. Our next quest is Ball Merriment, which from my perspective is the most fun out of all these quests. To get started, head to Skywatch and start throwing mudballs at NPCs or players. Be careful not to hit a guard though, as that'll earn you a bounty. Once you've given 10 people a good splat, head on up to Skywatch Manor and pelt one of the 3 Alliance ambassadors in the first room to the right after you walk in. After that, you can go back to Brita and turn in the quest. Old Life Observance is another fairly simple one that'll require you to travel to an Old Life shrine in one of 6 base game zones. Once you've arrived at the shrine, you'll simply need to light a candle, write a message of remembrance, and then burn the message. Then just travel back to Petronius to complete the quest. One tip I have for this one is to make sure you discover the closest way shrines to these old life shrines in each of the 6 zones to make these quests go a little faster during the event. I'll put a link in the description that includes information about each location for reference. Next up is Signal Fire Sprint, which is another pretty fun quest from my perspective. This one will take you to Bergama in the Alakir Desert and requires you to light 4 signal fires atop the buildings in the southwest area of that city. It's somewhat of a speed challenge as you must light all the fires within 55 seconds, however it's fairly easy to do even without any speed buffs. That said, there is an achievement that requires you to light them all in 35 seconds, which will require a bit of finesse and some extra boosts to speed. The quickest order to go in is north, east, west, and south. Just remember to stay atop the buildings and bridges as it's all over if you fall. The Bear Plunge is also a fun one and takes you to the Skyrim hold of Eastmarch. In this quest, you'll need to jump into the freezing cold water from 3 different places across the zone. The first 2 locations are just outside of Windhelm and the other location is a bit to the west. To get this one done quickly, I'd recommend first traveling to the Windhelm Way Shrine. You'll then head over to the docks and jump off toward the northeast so you can quickly get to the fire to warm up. Don't skip the fire step as your movement speed will be severely slowed for 2 minutes if you do. Next, head back into Windhelm and take this road down to the bridge, then jump off as close to the south end as you can while still staying in the jump zone and swim up to the fire underneath the bridge. Finally, you can either mount up and run to this next location, or fast travel to the Voljarmyri Way Shrine, then head around this hilly area here and jump off the waterfall. You'll then be able to swim over to the water's edge and hobble your way to the fire nearby. Once you've warmed up at the fire, just take the Voljarmyri Way Shrine back to the Kynesgrove Way Shrine and turn in the quest. FYI, there is a special way to do this one that'll get you an achievement and a nice reward. I'll cover that in the next segment after finishing out these quests. Next up, we have the Stonetooth Bash, which will take you to the Orc stronghold of Betnik. Head into the Stonetooth Fortress and talk to Matron Borbuga, who will tell you she needs some mystery meat and a honeycomb. I will say this one can be kind of a pain during peak playtimes, as you must gather the mystery meat from wolves and the honeycomb from giant wasp nests in the area, and these drops are often being gobbled up by other players fairly quickly. If you have trouble finding these items, try to look for dead wolves or wasps on the ground and then wait for them to respawn. Shouldn't take much time and it'll guarantee you'll get what you're looking for. Once you've gathered the items, deliver them to Borbuga. You'll then just need to eat and drink from the feast she has prepared and show your appreciation by letting out a magnificent belch. After that, return to Breda to complete the quest. The second to last quest is the Trial of Five-Clawed Guile in Reaper's March. To begin, travel over to Ralka and chat with Tumira. She'll instruct you to unlock 3 nearby chests and take their contents before time runs out. If you're not a pro at picking locks, don't worry. You'll have as many attempts as you need. That said, there is an achievement for unlocking all of them in 35 seconds or less. The Locksmith passive from the Legerdemain skill line makes this one super easy, so if you have that leveled up, pop each of these locks, chat with Tumira again, and head back to Breda for your reward. Our final quest is the War Orphan Sojourn, which will take you to Grotwood. This one will require you to assist Ormorel at the Temple of the Eight by either donating gold to the War Orphan Fund or killing a few Horvers that are encroaching on the temple. If you don't have the gold or just prefer not to donate, hop down into the jungle below and crush a few of the disgusting creatures, then travel back to Breda to turn in the quest. One last thing I'll mention for this one is that you'll have the option to complete both objectives, donate gold and murder some wildlife to death. Doing so will get you an achievement, so I'd recommend showing your generous side at least once. Okay, so now that we've run through all the quests, I'll give you a quick breakdown of the 4 best achievements you can obtain during the New Life Festival and the rewards that you can get for completing them. First up, we have the Bear Plunge achievement, which requires you to jump into the freezing water during the Bear Plunge quest without wearing any armor, weapons, jewelry, or collectibles. You just need to do this at one of the Bear Plunge locations to get the achievement, which will award you with the ability to purchase the New Life Bonfire furnishing from Haralda Garscroft, the achievement furnisher found in Eldenroot, Wayrest, Mournhold, and Vivec City. Our second achievement is New Life Celebrant, for which you'll need to complete all the New Life Festival celebrations throughout Tamriel. Note that the old Life Observance quest does not need to be completed for this one, as it was added in a more recent iteration of the event. The New Life Celebrant achievement will award you with the New Life Cerulean die and the ability to purchase the New Life Celebrant standard furnishing from the achievement vendor. Next up, we have the Newly Charitable achievement, which requires you to complete 12 New Life writs. Both Deep Winter Charity and Imperial Charity writs will count toward this achievement, and you can complete them in any combination that gets you to 12. You may need to have some skill points in crafting to complete some of these, but you'll only need to be at the ranks listed here in each of these specific skill lines to make the required furnishings. You'll also need to know the blueprints, patterns, etc. for the furnishings the writs ask for, but those can be easily purchased from the crafting vendors in basically any city. Upon completing the Newly Charitable achievement, you'll be rewarded with the Crystalfrost skin, which, if I'm being honest, is one of my favorite skins in the game. If I wasn't such a show-off with the trial skins, I would probably have this one on more of my characters. The final achievement I'll mention here is Glory of Magnus. This one is sort of a meta achievement for which you'll need to complete all the other New Life achievements. There aren't many, and you'll likely finish most of them by playing through the New Life quests, but some might require a concerted effort. I'm listing them here for your reference, but won't go over each one. The two that I will mention, though, are the New Life Provisioner and Skin Changer Style Master achievements. These might prove to be difficult depending on your RNG, as these items only come from New Life reward boxes. If you're having trouble finding a few of these toward the end of the event, I'm sure you'll be able to purchase any or all of the recipes and motif chapters from guild traders, but it's also possible that your guildies will be just giving away their duplicates for free, so keep an eye out on guild text chat in case someone feels generous. Once you've completed these and all the other New Life achievements, you'll be awarded the title Magnanimous. Alright folks, that's it for this video. Check out the description below for links to the official event announcement, ESO Hub's New Life Festival Guide, and a couple of New Life related pages from UESP. Special thanks to Jerry, Elder, the Dynasty of Tamriel Guild, and my wonderful wife. By the way, we're on the road to 2,000 subscribers, so if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that button for easy access to my upcoming content and to help me reach that next milestone. Also, if you're feeling extra supportive and would like to see your username displayed in a future video, consider clicking that thanks button down below the title and dropping a few coins in the tip jar. Supporting the channel in this way will put a huge smile on my face as well as help offset some of the significant time, effort, and money I continue to invest in the content I share. Finally, if you found this video interesting or helpful, don't forget to feed that algorithm with a like and share with a friend if you're so inclined. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.